Hello grade 1. Today we're going to learn how to compare numbers. We will watch together a short video to remind you how can you use symbols to show how numbers compare.
There was an alligator living in the swamp. He'd sneak up on numbers and start to chomp. Whenever two numbers sat on the ground, she'd face the bigger one and gobble it down. When there are two numbers that are the same, the gator changes form and she swaps her name. Because she isn't sure exactly how to dine, she stands right in the middle as an equal sign. Number gators like to eat what's greater. They turn their backs on what is less. Their mouths open wide for the bigger side, and they munch down the whole great mess.
Now we know that the alligator's mouth opens to the greater number. Here it's opening to 9 and it's pointing at 5. How can we read this? 5 is less than 9. So this symbol means is less than. Here it's opening to 12 and it's pointing at 7. How can we read this? 12 is greater than 7. So this symbol means is greater than. The last symbol is the equal to symbol. It shows that what's on the left side is the same amount as what's on the right side. We read 4 is equal to 4. How can you compare two numbers to find which is greater? You can use base 10 blocks to model the numbers or draw quick pictures to help you compare. We're going to learn with Alex, Mark, and Tina how to compare numbers. The three kids are playing with marbles. Alex collected 28 marbles. Mark collected 32 marbles. And Tina collected 23 marbles. Which one of the two boys collected more marbles? In order to know which boy collected more marbles, we have to compare the number of marbles each boy has collected. Who has the greater number of marbles? How can we compare 28 and 32? Here's a model of 32 and 28. 32 has 3 tens and 2 ones. 28 has 2 tens and 8 ones. We must compare the tens to know which number is greater. 3 tens is more than 2 tens, so 32 has more tens than 28. 32 is greater than 28. You do not need to compare the ones. Because the number of tens is different, it's enough to tell you which number is greater. We can show this using the greater than sign, which opens to the greater number. We read 32 is greater than 28. Mark has more marbles than Alex, since Mark has the greater number of marbles. Now Tina thinks she has more marbles than Mark. Is she correct? To find out, we have to compare the number of marbles each kid has. Here's a model of 23 and 32. 23 has 2 tens and 3 ones. 32 has 3 tens and 2 ones. The number with fewer tens is the smaller number. 2 tens is less than 3 tens. 23 has fewer tens than 32. So 23 is less than 32. We can show this using the is less than symbol. The symbol always points to the number that is less. Therefore, Tina is wrong. Tina has less marbles than Mark. Now Alex and Tina don't know who has more marbles and who has less marbles. Let's help them decide. We need to compare 23 and 28. Let's compare 23 and 28. Here's a model of the two numbers. 23 has 2 tens and 3 ones. 28 has 2 tens and 8 ones. We start by comparing the tens. Oh, but wait! They are the same. How can we decide? We must compare the ones. 3 ones are fewer than 8 ones, or 8 ones are more than 3 ones. So 28 is greater than 23. 23 is less than 28. We can show this by using the is less than and the greater than symbols. 23 is less than 28. 28 is greater than 23. We can say two sentences that mean the same. Tina has less marbles than Alex, since 23 is less than 28. Alex has more marbles than Tina, since 28 is greater than 23. The three kids played another game. Let's find out how many did each one collect in the second game. Alex collected the same number of marbles as he did in the first game. We already know that he collected 28 marbles in the first game. This sign means is equal to. What number is equal to 28? Let's look at a quick picture of 28. 28 has 2 tens and 8 ones. A number that is equal to 28 must have the same number of tens and the same number of ones. Which number is equal to 28? Simple. The only number that is equal to 28 is 28. 2 tens and 8 ones. Mark collected more marbles than he did in the first game. We already know that in the first game he collected 32 marbles. Now he collected more. This sign means is greater than. So any number that is greater than 32 must be the number of marbles Mark collected in the second game. Here's a model of 32. We have 3 tens and 2 ones. A number that is more than 32 must have either more tens, more ones, or both. Which one of those numbers is greater than 32? Correct, it's 45. Look at the model of 45. 45 has 4 tens and 5 ones. It has more tens than 32 and more ones than 32. So 45 is greater than 32. Tina collected less marbles than she did in the first game. We know that in the first game she collected 23. Look at the model of 23. 23 has 2 tens and 3 ones. So any number that is less than 23 must have either fewer tens, fewer ones, or both. This sign shows is less than. Which one of those numbers is less than 23? It's 18. That's right. 18 has less tens. 18 is less than 23. Be careful. Although 18 has more ones than 23, the number in the ones place doesn't matter when the number of tens is different. You only look at the ones when the number of tens is the same. So 18 must be the number of marbles Tina collected in the second game. That's it for today. Bye.